How's it going, guys? Sis Holocron from the Dongers of Runeterra. We're quite a big European Legends of Runeterra group now. I'm all over Discord and Facebook and Twitter and all the other sort of Twitch streamers and YouTube streamers and deck builders and all that sort of stuff. And we run tournaments and all that sort of carry on. And I have decided that I hate Aurelion Sol so much that I'm going to make a new deck. And there he is. There's the boy himself. There's Aurelion Sol. But I'm going to do it around the fact that we're going to play a lot of Mindspitters. So let's go through the deck. And the deck is Mindsplitter control because we're doing an awful lot of these. So let's go for our little geezer up here. 6 champions, 19 units, 21 spells, and a whole load of please let this go to round 10, like every Aurelion Sol deck. So let's just go through it. There are a few weird ones in here that I may actually sort of take out a little bit, but we shall see. We shall see. So Spacey Sketcher, a 2 of 1/1. Discard a card to invoke a celestial card that costs 3 or less. That could be the 3 stun to enemies. Grab the messenger for 2 that draws a card. It's a 2/2. All that sort of stuff. Really kind of decent. A Varzarian Sentry. These are all pretty much the early units are jump blockers. There we go. 22 Freljord, 18 Targon. Sentry, draw a card. Brilliant. Just one of. I may tinker with this as we go along. So this is like my early concept of it. Guiding Touch, phenomenal. Healing ally or your Nexus 2, draw 1. So that's drawing a card. That's drawing a card. You know what I think of like card draw. Icefield Archer, Frostbite an enemy. So the first champion that comes down, keep it. I'm only running 1 of, which is probably not enough. But he's a decent 3/1. He will take something out. That's pretty decent. Pale Cascade, again, we're only running 2 of. Give an ally +2/+1, and then draw a card if it's the second card that you put out because it's a Nightfall card. That's kind of decent. That's probably the only Nightfall thing that we've got in the deck, to be completely honest. But decent to make it another unit have 2+ power and 1+ health. That's the difference in killing something or keeping something alive. So 2 of these, please. Troll Chant, give an ally +2 health, and then reduce the any opponent's enemy -2. So say you're at the late game, really late game, they have everything that you need. Give anything of yours a +2 to hopefully keep it alive, and then -2, and if that is enough to stop them getting through for the win, at least gives you another round to try and top deck something fantastic. Troll Chant is a really decent card in Freljord decks because it just fits in with the amount of people that we're giving. You know, I can keep a Icefield Archer alive, but again, there's not really much point to it. Not much point in keeping this alive either. But that would end up being, you know, a 3/3, and the thing that's hitting it is then maybe, say, a Cythria, so Cythria does 0, and you kill it, which is kind of handy. So yeah, there we go. Troll Scavenger. When I'm summoned, if you behold an 8 cost or more card, grant me 3/0. Again, this is just a solid unit. It should be able to come down with enough 8 drop things to be able to run this fantastically. And then Dragon's Clutch, because you want dragons. It's an Aurelion Sol sort of dragon deck. The fact that you can draw 2 different dragons or grant dragon allies +1/+1 is pretty damn decent. Just remember you need a thing on the board. So normally to get them into your hands, to set up your Aurelion Sol level up the minute he hits the deck, probably just draw the 2 dragons if you've got the 3 spare mana. Kind of clutch early on. Flash Freeze, just Frostbite an enemy. Just goodbye. No, you're not hurting me at all. You're not hurting my unit. You're not doing anything this round. And oh look, hopefully you're going to die because you idiotically threw out something into a unit that can actually stop all your Flash Freezes. And then to Hush, again, if you've watched any of the Donger deck discussions previously, I only ever used to run one. I want two now in any deck. It's just far too good not to run the two of. And then something to help us get out Trundle early. If we can drop this on round 3, you get an extra mana gem this round. So that would be on 3. If you have Trundle in hand, you can play him on 4. That is a disaster zone for everybody. Like, that's just awful in every shape and form. That's terrible. So yeah, not the nicest to be able to get this out. We could be running the 2-drop one, but I like Warding Stones. Warding Stones fits in nicely in with the other 3s here, and it's our only unit in 3s. We have a couple of units in the ice fields, but the only thing we can play on 1 is a Sketcher, remember. So let's go on again. We're running 1 Avalanche. If your hand is bricked and they've put down a whole load of spiders or a whole load of elusives or a whole load of whatever, anything as long as they've got 2 or less health. If you're bricked, you probably don't have anything. Run it out early. It utterly destroys their side of the board. And that can be absolutely key in winning this game. I don't want to run 2 of. It's too slow. It doesn't do enough. And we have better things than Avalanche in the deck. But as an early get out of jail free card, Avalanche is fantastic. Even if it doesn't take everything off, say they have a Fiora down who's a 3/3, she becomes a 3/1, and then we can start like hitting her with other things. We can Hush a unit altogether, which is fantastic against things like Aurelion Soul, Fiora Dex, Wajani, Leona, all that sort of stuff. Great, great, great card. And then we have the 3 Trundles. When he's summoned, you create an Ice Pillar. The Ice Pillar is this. You have to wait till turn 8 to drop it. Once he does that, he turns into this, which is a 5/7 with Overwhelm. And he obviously has regeneration at the start, but he is granted +1 for each 8-cost card that you behold. Okie dokie. Then we have Swajani, just a 1-of. We're going to be doing quite a lot of Nexus-y type damage. He is also in there really just to kind of go, oh no, she has to die. Just the lady has to go. She's horrible. Even the plaything, give an enemy frostbite and vulnerable. It's very, very good indeed. We're running 3 Sunbursts. Now, this is one I'm not completely too sure about running all 3 of. I might drop this to 1 and try and put in something else. But Sunburst is absolutely diabolical. Deal 60 a unit. If it's the first card that you play, you silence it this round and deal 6 to it, which is hideous. Absolutely hideous. Not great into anything that has spell shield, you know, like Soul does. You know, that's not the nicest thing to run into. But yeah, that will kill nearly every champion going, including our own Trundle, including our own Swajani. Will kill a Braum. You know, it will devastate everything. It will even devastate a leveled up Gangplank. Fantastic, really, really fantastic. So maybe that's why we have the 3 in. Revitalizing Roar, phenomenal, because you're going to be invoking stuff, and we are going to be invoking stuff. So when we get close to the end, and we've dropped down our Aurelion Soul, which we're only running 2 of. Remember, Swajani is only 1. The Revitalizing Roar will keep you right bang up to date. Do it after round 10. That cost of that card then turns to 0 after you've got your monster unit in your hand to reveal. You heal your Nexus by its power. So pick the one that has got the most amount of power. Doesn't have to be that amount, but you know, if you can pick an Aurelion Soul and then get it down for 0, yeah, now you're talking. Now you're talking, and you've just healed 10 health, and the whole thing, the whole deck split around this. There it is. There they are, the 2-headed wonder beasts of no, you're all dead. So you know, they are awful, and they can literally just stop the game. They If you then get a second one out, you know, it's an 8/8. It's a phenomenal thing. You pick 2 enemies, and every round you stun them until they're dead or they get replaced. But we're running 3 of them. So it's just like, no, you're not doing anything at all forever. Evermore, not ever, not ever. This is brilliant to use Revitalizing Roar on. You will heal for 8, and then you get it for 0. And if you have 2 of them, then you can put out the 8 on turn 8 anyway, which is phenomenal. It's just so good. And then Aurelian Soul, the guy who put me out of the Jewels of Runeterra Invitational. Yeah. Okay, I hate him, but he's pretty brilliant. He is so good. This deck has got a lot going for it. Remember when he levels and you only need 20 total power. They are saying that his level up me is going to change. Grandfather Rahul is going to give more hugs. This number 20 is going to change because it's too easy. It's far too easy to get what you need from Aurelian Soul's level up, because he turns into this, and then he's just, all your celestial cards cost 0, and all of a sudden you're hitting for 60 odd damage on your next turn. Yeah, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. I hate to admit that it's brilliant, but it is. It is really, really, really good. So there is that clipped, and that is the end of this Donger deck discussion. Quite quick, but I think that there's enough in here. Bigger units, trundles, ice pillars, lots of Mindspitters, Aurelian Soul, whole lot of little chump blockers to ease it out. It is a control deck. Get a couple of one-cost things. You know, that is literally only the sketcher. You're going to be really doing all your stuff from round 2 on. You really desperately want to be attacking on evens on this deck, and use the early cards like Sketcher, like Icefield Archer, just to maintain board presence, to like slow the whole thing down. Use some of your spells to keep you alive and keep them on the board, and that's pretty much how it's worked out for me. 5 games, 4 wins. That's an 80% win rate. I'm quite happy with it. I assume that there will be a much better version of this deck out there. I can initially tell you that I don't really like the 6 Sunbursts, and we may change those to a few more extra units. But bearing in mind that we are in Freljord and Targon, there's not an awful lot that we can really put in there to help things out with. My name is Sith Holocron. Everything you need from this video is down in there, so go and have a look. Thanks for watching. Till the next time, Dongers out.